Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome to the studio of StabThingsIntoExistence.com. Hi, how are you? Today is Tell Me Tuesday, and today we're going to talk about what the difference is between raw wool, washed wool, wool bat, and wool roving. Okay, so those are four different ways that you may find wool to work with your felting projects, whether it's needle felting or wet felting. So I'm going to flip my bag over. We're going to talk about this when I get done, but I just want a solid color here so you guys can see on this beautiful purple background. This is a bit of raw wool. There is still some lanolin. If I rub my fingers next to, over it, I feel a little bit of slickness in on my hand. It's not really super greasy, which is nice because super greasy ones are really stinky. It's got lots of dirt and veggie matter in here, and this is wool as it looks when it is shorn, cut off of the sheep. So this is where it all starts. It starts with wool that is clipped off of sheep or llamas or alpacas or whatever fiber animal you've got. And it is, if you want to see something really cool, go to YouTube and look up shearing sheep and take a look at how these shearers manage to wrangle hundreds of animals in a single day and how quick they are at being able to get the coats off of these animals. Now, most animals need to be shorn once or twice a year. It's because the fiber gets heavy, it gets matted, it can cause disease, it can cause issues for the animal. So it's for their benefit that we take the wool off, and it's for our benefit that we get to use that wool in projects. So this is raw wool, all right? The next step is washed wool. Now, this is not the same fiber, not it's different batches of fiber, but I had some of this fleece in a bag, and so I wanted to show that to you. And this is cleaned wool. Only thing that's been done to it is it's been cleaned, okay? So there's not really a slick feeling to it because the lanolin is out. You don't see a lot of dirty locks. There might still be some veggie matter, like you see right in there, little piece of fiber, little piece of grass or something. But that's pretty normal. You can go and have fiber that's been all the way processed to felting after it's gone through, carding and roving and all of that, and it can still have little bits of fiber in it. The animals live outside. What are you going to do? So this is clean fiber. This is where a lot of folks will get fiber to use for locks. Like if you're going to do a gnome or if you're going to do a Santa, you might want to have some locks that have still got a lot of that curly structure to it that you can utilize in your project. Now, oftentimes there are fiber producers that will pull those locks away from the rest of the fiber after it's been washed, and they will dye just the locks so that there are assorted colors that you can get. And dyed locks are so much fun to utilize. But now we're clean fiber, okay? The next step is a fiber bat. And that's where we've taken that clean fiber and we've run it through the drum carder and we get those fibers fluffed out. And sometimes we'll blend them with other fibers. This is a two-tone sheep fleece. This is a two-tone fleece, so it came off of the animal. This has not been dyed. This is a natural color. But the process of carding opens those fibers up so that they can interconnect with whatever fibers we add to them, okay? So this is a bat. Now, if you take that bat and you run it through, you pull it off of the carding machine through a small round piece, that will get you a roving, and a roving is what we're going to show you next. This is a roving. Again, not the same fleece, but all of the fibers, not only have they been carded, but they've also been drafted out so that they've got a nice, long, almost rope like look to them. And this makes it easy for especially felters to be able to pull off even pieces of those fibers and to be able to know that all of those fibers are going in the same direction so that when I'm laying out, I can get my first layer done and then I can come in with my second layer at a perpendicular angle because the more areas we have to interconnect those fibers, the more they interconnect in different angles and different directions, the stronger the felt is going to be. And then if I were doing a really heavy duty piece, I might add a third or a fourth layer of fiber. Now, we can go back and do this way and then this way, but I also like to come in and do a crosshatch. There's some felt artists that like to do a herringbone look where it goes back and forth just to build up those layers of interconnection. So this is roving, and this is what you'll find most um, felters utilizing to create rovings and bats. Those would be the two ways that I'd say that you'd find that most of us felters utilize and get our fiber to work with. And then we just make sure we've got a nice even layer, add our additional fibers on for our decoration, and we're ready to felt. But all made easy because we had that beautiful bit of roving that had drafted all of those fibers the same direction for us. So let me show you all four of these and then I'll talk about the bag. So we have raw wool, we have washed wool, we have fiber bat, a wool bat, and then we have a wool roving. And those are predominantly the four ways that you will find fiber when you're going to looking for fiber to work in your felt projects. So these are the four main ways. Now, these are all undyed. Most of us have a collection of dyed and undyed in two, maybe all of these three processed areas. Generally speaking, you don't dye unwashed wool. Raw wool is good for some uses, but for the most part, I don't use raw wool very often at all. Mostly, I start with the clean fiber, I work with bats, and I work with rovings. And those are the three ways that I get my fiber. You can get this undyed, natural colors. The natural colors can be quite beautiful, as you can see with this fiber bat, or you can get dyed colors. And there are a number of folks like Treasure Goddess Christine who dyes up fiber and yarns on a regular basis. That's her business. She dyes yarns. And there are other artists that Frost Yarn is another one that does some dyeing. Jazz Turtle is another one that does some dyeing. These are folks who take these base materials, these base fibers, and they could be taking yarns, okay? But they take these items and then they are the expert at putting in brilliant, beautiful dyes to just give those luscious colors that all of us are used to seeing or all of us love to see when we're going out fiber shopping. So these are the predominant three ways that I get my fiber, and I got a whole wall of it back here. So yeah, that's Tell Me Tuesday. But I got something else to tell you. So this is my bag that I had made. And I want to talk about this for a second because I've got a couple things that I'm going to do. First, this runs $10 and it is a cool little backpack style, but you could easily take off these bottom two knots, pull them out of the rivets, and then you just have a nice drawstring. This is the perfect size to carry your stabbing projects with you wherever you happen to be going. Um, I decorated it a little bit with felting needles, as you can see, for my logo. But anybody who stabbed things into existence, this would be a wonderful way for them to have a go bag, a bag that's ready with a project when they're walking out the door. Maybe you know someone who embroiders. Maybe you know someone who does cross stitch. Maybe you know someone who does paper piecing, quilting. Maybe you know someone who quilts. Maybe you know someone who does mending and alterations. Maybe you know a knitter or a crocheter. Maybe you know a felter even. But these are the perfect bag to carry all of your stuff with you so that you've got a project ready to go. So the first part of the surprise is that from now until the end of the month, if you order one of these on stabthingsintoexistence.com for $10, no shipping. I am going to ship it for free. And that is my special for you for the rest of the month. And we've got about 9 days left. So go buy a ditty bag for all of your favorite stabbers. We all need something to hold our materials in place. And this is a nice little warning to everyone not to mess with us. Hmm, go figure. Anyway, I'll have another surprise about this bag come April, my birthday month, and we'll talk about that at a later date. But until tomorrow's WTF Wednesday, What to Felt Wednesday, I will see you all later. Have a great day, everyone. I get to go see my tax guy. See you later. Bye bye.